name is actually Carolyn Garcia Adame. I'm a student of 8th semester of the Facultad de Lenguas de la UJET. In this video, I'm going to talk about my research and a little bit about how and what I'm trying to achieve with it. First of all, I would like to address, as we already know, that English as foreign language is a critical gateway to professional and social opportunities in Mexico. Our government invests heavily in it since an elementary level. However, the materials that are provided are almost entirely visual. For a critical group of learners, in my case and for my study, impairments of visual impaired, this creates a severe learning barrier, making vocabulary retention incredibly difficult and putting these students at a significant disadvantage. Let's put an example. A student usually makes a match of the new vocabulary that is going to acquire with an actual image that it already knows. For a visually impaired student, this connection, this cognitive link does not exist. So the materials that are provided do not work for them. These lead me to my core question. Um, how does the use of an accessible language retention aid affects vocabulary retention in visually impaired elementary EFL learners in Mexico? This research, in my opinion, is vital because it moves beyond theory and advocates for educational equality through the principles of universal design for learning, ensures that inclusive education is achievable in our context. It's about providing visually impaired students with the foundational language skills necessary to thrive professionally and fully integrate into a society. To address this gap, I approached the research not just as a student, but more as a pre-service teacher, as a future teacher, focused on a pragmatic real-world solution. My perspective was shaped because, and in being practical, in the Mexican classroom, high technology solution like expensive screen readers, tablets, everything that includes technology or teacher resource are not often sustainable nor available. So my motivation was to develop a low cost, sustainable, and non technological scaffolding that any general educator or teacher in this limited classroom can actually implement. For my design, I chose a qualitative research using a multiple case study approach. This was my essential. This was very essential because visual impairment is not just a stage; it's a whole spectrum. It goes from low vision to total blindness, and a broad survey will miss the nouns. The case study also allows for the deep context understanding needing to design a truly adaptive tool. My process involved three stages. And the first stage is a semi-structured interviews that includes students and teachers to create a baseline profile of their needs. The second stage is through classroom observation to see exactly how current materials fail them. And the third stage is going to put into testing and piloting the proposed aid. The data that it will be collected should point towards a shift to multisensory, non-visual modalities, specifically development of tactic vocabulary, using tools as embossed materials, different textures, shapes, or braille, combined with auditory input to give the students a strong, non-visual link for word retention. And so, what is the ultimate impact of this work? First, for our future teaching practice, this research delivers an evidence based model for inclusion. It moves the conversation beyond just wanting to be inclusive and provide concrete design principles for creating effective, low cost material. Crucially, it directly addressed the common report lack of teacher preparedness by offering a practical intervention that doesn't require a specialized certification or expensive technology. The second, and I think is the most important, is that students is profound. It guarantees education equality. The aid ensures that all students have the appropriate tools for vocabulary acquisition, regardless of their ability or their school resource. By giving them the tools to actively participate in language learning, we are directly empowering the future academic and social development.